Hey everybody, and welcome back to My Liege, the game that dares to ask the question, what do you get if you cross the political maneuverings of medieval Europe with Fisher-Price little people? So we play as the Lord of House Geek, the smallest, least influential house in the valley. And we have to balance the needs of our people with the requests of the lords around us and the High Lord and the King. We're never going to be the king. We're really not that important in the grand scheme of things. We're just trying to live our lives. In the last episode, we had been summoned to the court of the High Lord for the Lord's Mount, which is where all the lords of the valley gather to discuss matters of importance to the whole group. And there's a lot of behind-the-scenes maneuvering for political positions and gains. So that's where we're going to pick it up today with the fourth episode of My Liege. June 9th. 1351. All right, so house visit Carlbridge. Now, Carlbridge, if you didn't see the earlier episodes, is a neighbor to our north who tried to bully us and tried to seize some of our land, but we defended ourselves and played it really cool. And the High Lord cracked down on him, and I'm sure he is really not too happy with us, but as he is one of the bigger lords in the valley, we really do need to tread carefully here. And of course, they're going to make us wait and show off all their excess wealth. Okay, after a delay, Lord Carlbridge arrives, standing tall and striding confidently. They take a seat on their throne, despite this ostensibly being a friendly visit. "It is good of thou to meet with me today. I might not but say I am terribly sorry for all that misunderstanding last fall at the watermill. My guards simply got a bit ahead of themselves, misinterpreting my request to send you a message." Yeah. "All I wanted was to alert you that I am concerned our borders were not properly aligned with how our ancestors drew it up." Yeah. If they are spinning you a tale, you have to admit they are quite good at being believable. Yeah, they're full of bunk. All right. So let's see. How do we play this? Should we... we don't want to antagonize or humiliate them any further. So, we don't want to make fun of it. I appreciate thy apology. It is now in the past and we can move on. And if you believe that, I have a bridge to sell you. They try to suppress it, but the lord opposite you can't hide a smirk as they talk, yeah. "Yes, I say truly time does call upon us to move past this ugliness. You are... Enough of that. Thou might not know, but I summon thee hither to talk of the Lord's Mount. I shall be declaring for the vacant high arms position, as thou hast proven already, I shall be expecting thou to continue making smart decisions for thy house and support my claim and not Sir Stock. There will be no need for animosity should we work together. What sayest thou?" Well, I say that your thinly veiled threat, disguised as a question, is quite insulting, but I'm not going to actually say that out loud. I have yet to make a decision. Yeah, I've made my decision, but it ain't gonna be you, buddy. They stand straighter, watching thou down thy nose, as they grant a slight chuckle. "Thou aren't as clever as thou believes. We both know thou shalt do the right thing and put thy house first." You don't know anything, buddy. You messed with the wrong geek. Okay, so the second event for the week is the tourney. All right, so we're brought back to the Lord's Mount meeting. The steward brings it to order. The lords take their seat around the meeting table, a jovial tone in the air. "Let us begin with who shall be hosting the High Arms tourney to honor former High Lord's Arm Bennington and our yet-to-be-appointed new arm. Whoever hosts this tourney will have the support of mine lesser stewards for planning, yet you should be providing the land and manpower to build the grounds yourself. The host of the tourney shall not be in charge of the siege weapons, which we will decide next meeting. I do not crave the lord in charge of weapons distracted by matters of the tourney." Well, we don't want to be in charge of the siege weapons. That's actually more up House Marcave's line. Oh, okay, Lord Carlbridge rises and clears his throat. "My high lord, it would be House Carlbridge's honor to host this tourney. House Stock must decline. Defending the gate of the valley has demanded much of our attention, and our fields are far too muddy to host, mine lords. House Marcave has no interest. We've barely the land in the mountains to farm, let alone host a tourney. High Lord Bennington turns to you. Carlbridge looks content to begin planning before thou has a chance to speak." Oh, we're going up against you, buddy. Yeah, we're going to play. It's on. We would be honored to host. Our newest amenities in Geekton shall serve you and your guests. Lord Carlbridge looks at you surprised, assuming you wouldn't bother trying to compete with them. High Lord Bennington observes the group thoughtfully, confers briefly with the steward, and nods to you with an approving grin. Very well, House Geek shall host the tourney. Yeah, that's right. And our honor has increased. Yeah, buddy, we are all in against you. Of course, this could all backfire horribly. And that's the end of this week, so let's move forward to June 16th. And we have 3 new tasks to complete. And we're going to go visit House Stock. Now, I don't really know a whole lot about House Stock. They're the competition, really, to Carlsbridge. So, the enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of thing's going on here. You arrive at House Stock's estate and are immediately greeted by their jovial lord, Sir Philippa Stock. They begin leading thee through the courtyard to admire gardens and weather. Lord Geek, how good it is to have you join me today. I must say this Lord's Mount has been quite the event and bids well for both of our houses. I shall remember you wiping that smug look off Lord Carlbridge's face till the day I die. Yes, yeah, it was worth it. Speaking of, it has been ages since thy lordsman, Abigail, entered a joust. What do you make of their chances? I didn't know she was gonna enter. But let's be diplomatic as always. Mine sibling is as good as ever. I expect them to grant the best of the valley a challenge. There we go. Not too boastful, but not too meek either. Oh, I do not doubt that for a moment. Thy fellow lord continues through the gardens as they call for the success of thy house's combatants. Conversations continue, covering the winter and shared troubles with the short harvest suffered last year. Eventually, the lord returns to the matters of the Lord's Mount. Yes, let us speak of the Lord's Mount. Lord Stock, I trust thou know I resolve on becoming the next high arm of the valley. Yet I don't doubt that Lord Carlbridge intends the same. That business last year with the watermill was despicable, and I am not the only one who thinks it's ridiculous that Carlbridge got off so easy. Mine whisperers have told of thou already meeting with Lord Carlbridge, yet I shall not bid what they demanded of you. I only ask that you be smart at the final Lord's Mount meeting when lending your voice for the next high arm. House Stock can provide for those whom help us, and can't promise the same for those who do not. Of course, you're just the same. I have yet to make a decision. Yep. I'm playing it close to the vest. Their eyes study you, attempting to learn more than what you were giving them. With a sigh, they shrug and resume a relaxed posture. A clever lord keeps things close to the chest till necessary. I respect that. Sure you do. Sure you do. All right, Abigail and trade deals. Now, Abigail's my sister who works here in this capital and negotiates trade deals for us. My lord sibling, I have reached new deals with a couple of the merchants we work with regularly. I had to make some concessions to get better prices, yet nothing we couldn't afford. Mergren, a grocer in Crest Hall, agreed to better prices for us on flour than normal, but only if we sell them more produce. To offset this, a deal was struck with a healer in Stockholm to trade additional medicinal supplies for corn. So I think one of those deals is going to fall apart depending on who we pick. But we'll deal with that later. Okay, the last thing we have to do is the siege weapons portion of the Lord's Mount. The Lord Mount hath continued with a second round of meetings. All right, so we're going to... Whilst I yet know when such weapons will be required, the day will come when our king has need of them. As such, the Western Valley needs a military-minded lord to design and produce siege weapons. I intend for the Western Valley to be ready for any conflict to come. House Stock and House Carlbridge both compose polite excuses favoring trained soldiers over machines, posturing more to each other than the High Lord. Across from you sits Lord Markhave, renowned in the valley for being an expert in both mining and smithing. Okay, they're waiting for our response, but I mean, they already told us that if we host a tourney, we can't do the siege weapons anyway, but we're gonna just come out and say it. We believe House Markhave should build the weapons, my high lord. They are the experts. Lord Markhave's look turns from an unsure stare to a relaxed grin, pleased to work with instead of against a fellow smaller house of the valley. See? We can all get along. Ooh, June 23rd, there's an interruption to the Lord's Mount. What is this going to be? In the midst of the Lord's Mount meeting, discussing the state of farm produce this spring, You see Lord Carlbridge receive a message from an attendant. My lords, I pray thy forgiveness, yet there is a matter I shall like to address with everyone to forbear panic and concern. What's going on? Turning to you, they unfold the message and slide it across the rich wood meeting table. There was an incident in the woods between Bridgemont and Geekton. The young lordling, Kid Geek, heir of House Geek, was found separated from their hunting party by a group of my loggers. That area hath recent reports of bandit activity. You actually kidnapped my son? Oh, that was not a smart move. They wisely took the young lordling in and escorted them to safety at Bridgemont. There they learned the truth of his heritage and escorted him back across the river to House Geek lands and their keep. You mean to tell us your people kidnapped a member of a neighboring noble house and now try to get us to treat you as the hero? Oh man, this is not good. Lord Carlbridge. Exactly the opposite. I felt it prudent to discuss here and now before Lord Geek heard nasty rumors and to reassure him that my people vouch for his heir's safety. Okay, how am I gonna play this? Am I gonna bring things to a head now, ahead of the vote? No, I think I'm gonna continue not doing anything rash, being very calm and honorable. So should we wait to pass judgment? No. I think we're gonna go with the rest of the Lord's presence. We should be gracious and maintain honor in front of the High Lord. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Lord Carlbridge. I vow to learn from my son who saved him and to repay their kindness. Oh, I assure you they shall be rewarded. I can't stand the thought of your son getting hurt. From the look on their face, Lord Stock does not believe the story for a minute. Well, this deserved more tact. At least the lordling is safe. Yeah. After the meeting, your messengers report your son is in fact safe and home. All right. Played it cool, and Carlbridge just made himself look like an idiot in front of everybody. Nobody believes this story. Come on. All right. The next week, the High Arm. It's decision time. The final meeting of the Lord's Mount has arrived. It is time to pick a new High Arm of the Valley. All right, guys, that's where we're going to stop this episode of My Liege. You guys let me know in the comment who you think I should vote for. Should it be Lord Stock or should it be Lord Carlbridge? Now, the obvious answer is we should vote for Stock, but you know what? What if Lord Stock is pulling a fast one, trying to make Lord Carlbridge look bad? I mean, maybe he hired the guys who tried to kidnap my son. Who knows? I mean, I don't trust anybody in this game. But again, you let me know what you think we should do. And if you're enjoying My Liege on the channel, hit that like button to let us know. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. It helps us to grow the channel, and you never miss an episode of content. We'll be back tomorrow with another video for you. Thanks for watching.